Alright guys, welcome to another Road to Platinum. If you guys don't know how these work, I'm going to review the game and talk about the plat in general. Let's start with the Platinum first, I guess, because that's usually where we always start. In total, it took me 38 hours to Platinum the game. You could probably bring that down to maybe 24, maybe even less. I played through the game twice, once on normal, once on hard. Normal was just so you guys could see the playthrough, and then hard was so I could just zoom through the game. So you could probably beat it in less time, even with the challenge maps as well, which we're going to get into right now. About 12 hours of it was challenges. The things now we're going to get into the things I hate about the Platinum. The things I hated the most were really the combat challenges mainly, but the Riddler trophies were also very annoying. The stuff with the Riddler was just, it wasn't fun. You know what I mean? Like, it was for a little bit, and then after that, it was just me staring at a guide continuously, and I think that really ruined the gameplay like quite a bit. But listen to this. In total, there are 240 Riddler trophies, which is nothing because compared to Arkham City, which we're doing next in the Batman series, but that won't be for like a month or two probably. Arkham City has like 480. So, also if you guys hear paper wrestling in the background, it's because I actually wrote a script for this one. But yeah, so the Riddler trophies in Arkham City is double almost. It's a little less, I'm pretty sure. But it's almost doubled, which is insane. They weren't horrible, but they were just super tedious, and they got really boring at the end. Now the combat challenges. These were a lot of me just rinse and repeating. Practice see what I did, and if I could improve on that. And a lot of me just experimenting with good ways to get high scores. Which makes me think that when we do go to Arkham City, it won't be as hard. The main thing with Arkham City, though, is like it's triple the amount of Predator and combat challenges this game had. Which the combat challenges aren't hard. You can follow like a straight guide almost for them. But the combat challenges are super hard. So it's not. I don't think they're gonna be that bad when I get to Arkham City. Because I already have experience with Arkham Asylum. From what I've read and from what people have told me personally, is Arkham Asylum in almost every way is harder. Arkham City is just longer. So I'm excited about that. Plus Arkham City's controls and things like that are about the same. Like, they're the same controls and everything. But yeah, like, it feels like they run smoother. They're more reactive and everything like that. So that'll be way better to have. The combat challenges took almost 12 hours for me to do, which is a bit ridiculous. So yeah, I remember one of them, it wasn't even shock and awe, which, like, for going in, I assumed shock and awe would be the hardest because that's what I've seen nonstop. Shock and awe only took me like an hour. The one that took me like 6 hours was actually sewer bat extreme. For some reason, that was the only one I couldn't do, and then Rumble in the Jungle took me like 3 hours. Extreme. But those were the only two problems I had, which was surprising to me because I went in thinking shock and awe would be the worst. I managed to beat the game on hard for one of the additional trophies because I was playing on normal the first time, as I said, and it only took me about 5-6 hours to just beat through it on hard again. So that's me thinking that when I go to do New Game Plus in Arkham City, I'll be able to jump through that game somewhat faster as well. But we'll have to see in the future. Alright, so now for the final scoring of the Platinum. I give the Plat in difficulty rating. I'm giving it a 5 out of 10, with 10 being the hardest. Now we're going to hop straight into the review segment, and we are actually going to start with combat and stealth first. So in combat, the combat is like really great. It flows really well. And as you upgrade your different abilities and things like that, it just gets better from there. And I can't help but remember Shadow of Mordor, because that's where this is the game that Shadow of Mordor got its combat from. So there's a lot of similarities there. They both play somewhat the same, I guess you could say.
I am stronger than you.
But yeah. Of course, because you're Batman, we have many gadgets, like a shit ton. Such as the Batclaw, Batarang, Explosive Gel, a Sequencer, a Sonic Batarang, and a Line Launcher. As I said, they all have a shit ton of upgrades, like extra damage to the Batarangs. The Explosive Gel can auto proximity, so it'll automatically blow up. The Sequencer can have higher ranges and higher power, which makes it easier to hack, essentially. They're all pretty much self-explanatory, except the Sequencer, which hacks different things throughout the game, like doors, and the Sonic Batarang, which lures enemies to the location you throw it. The stealth of this game is a main mechanic, of course, because it's Batman. He's a very stealth-driven superhero, as you guys probably know. But there are multiple types of stealth takedowns. There's the silent takedown, where you go from behind. The inverted takedown, where you hang from one of the gargoyles or whatever that's hanging on the roof. It's a gargoyle, but you hang, you grab them, and that's it. And then there's the ground takedown, which is loud. It's not a silent takedown like the other two. And doing an inverted takedown will almost immediately alert everyone else because of the suicide callers. But when you do the normal silence takedown, it doesn't, so. That's literally about everything to talk about when it comes to the stealth of the game. The stealth in this one doesn't have a lot going for itself. There's not a lot you can really do. Everything kind of screws you on stealth. But Arkham City fixes a lot of those stealth issues. Let me see. Where was I? Okay. So now we're going to talk about the exploration. There are 9 main areas in total. The caves, the sewers, Arkham North, Arkham West, Arkham East, medical facility, penitentiary, Arkham Mansion, botanical gardens, and intensive treatment is the last one. To explore, a lot of the time, you're going to need explosive gel, line launcher, and a grappling hook. Grappling hook can get you at high places. A line launcher will just fling you across from one side of a cavern, I guess you could say, to another. And it's useful for when you can't use the grappling hook to just go straight across. And then the explosive gel will take down other walls. Same thing with like the Batclaw. The Batclaw as well also takes down walls and things like that for you to explore better and to unlock more secrets. The map, the enemies within the map are constantly changing as you play through the game. So at the beginning of the game, there's not really too many enemies around the world, and if there are, they don't have any guns yet. They're just basic dudes with like pipes and bats for weapons and stuff like that. And then as you go in, they get guns, you get snipers on the roofs. And then I think the next one was the psychos. You get a bunch of psychos everywhere. And they suck because you have to throw them off you if you don't count in time. So you get those guys, and then you get poison ivy plants, which shoot like these orbs at you that just wreck your health instantly. So there's those, and I believe that's it. Let me see. Let's get to the story now, but we're not gonna get into too much of a spoiler area. It's gonna be not us talking too much about the rest of the story area. There are about 6 major boss fights in the game. I'm not going to talk about them because I don't want you guys to know too much, but you guys can see one here on the screen. It was Poison Ivy's boss fight. But the story has a bunch of classic villains such as Joker, Scarecrow, Harley Quinn, Bane, Killer Croc, and Poison Ivy. Throughout the story, I'm mentioning this because this was probably one of my favorite things in the game itself. As you go through the story, Scarecrow has scenes where he infects you with fear toxin, and you go into these trippy moments where you have to parkour your way to one side and fight these skeletons and stuff like that to get to a light to shine it on him and wreck him. So I just love these because I love Scarecrow. He gave me nightmares as a kid playing this game for the first time in 2011. Yeah, so I was extremely scared of Scarecrow as a kid. He put fear in my soul, but I still love him. He's like one of my favorite Batman villains of all time. Of course, other than Joker. But yeah. Some of my favorite. Also, something else I would like to talk about when it comes to the story is just the way that you see Joker's mind work throughout the story. He's just like you can tell that he's just crazy. You know what I mean? And real quick, because I forgot to talk about this in combat. There's like 5 types of enemies. You have the normal dudes that I'm fighting here. You have the knife guys. You have the guys that have the stun batons. You have the gunners. You have the titans. And then you have the psychos. So there's 6 in total. They're all a pain in the ass. But yeah, I mean it's fun. They're all really cool. That's about all I have to say for them. I don't want to get too into them right now because I don't have a lot of gameplay left for you guys to see. But now let's get into the overall score of the game. So this is the actual review score. I'm personally going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. It would have been higher too. But it's the fact that, I mean, I love this game. This is probably my favorite out of the Arkham series, maybe Arkham City. But this one would have been higher. It's just those goddamn combat challenges annoyed me so much that I had to bring it down a little bit. Yeah, as I say, almost flawless except for the combat challenges. Well, with that said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this Road to Platinum video. If you guys did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys want to see on the channel in the future. And please let me know what you guys want me to platinum in the future as well. But with that said, I'll catch you guys very soon in the next video, which will be, by the time you guys see this, we should be starting Control. So look out for a Control series. That said, peace out and stay safe.